What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Geek Out. Woo! Boy, do we got a show for y'all today. I mean, it's gonna be crazy because there are things in this world that happen this week that just makes me extremely mad. But let me not start that just yet, okay? I'm going to save Angry G1 for later. Let me introduce y'all first, of course, the co-host, the cohort. Joining me as always, starting with you, Brother Shin Rob. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I've been looking forward to this all week, ready to crack a couple with the boys and talk geek shit. Let go.
Also joining us, my sib from another crib, we got Gam Gam Z1. Hello.
Hi. We're not watching Twilight again. Thank God.
God, oh God, still have nightmares all week long. It's been one hell of a hangover. Last but not least, rounding out the G Show, you know him. He's my bro from Idaho. JR, what's going on?
Listen, Jaro is the best Robin. I'm just saying, he's a cute starfish in a Robin costume who calls Batman dad. It's done.
That's news to me. Shit.
And there goes the first crack of the day because I'm ready to go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Geek Out. We got a stack show. I said that already. So we should get on with topic number one. Entering the stage, the Buckshot Shorty Xbox All Access. Because Microsoft throws in the towel. Xbox for everyone. And let me tell you something, JR. Sick and fucking tired of this shit, brother. You called it. You called it a year ago. You called it. You said this was going to happen. I said, JR, why don't you go dig up a corpse and butt fuck it because never going to happen. And yet here we are. I'm the one filling up the dead people. Okay? Because I was fucking wrong and I am burying myself while eating a hat with mustard on it. It's disgusting and I hate it. Just like I hate this. Because I fucking hate it. I do. But JR, what's your thoughts on it that, you've already gone through a bunch, but still, they officially said, yeah, everybody's getting it.
It's the death of Microsoft as a console manufacturer. Why are you going to go out and buy an Xbox now? Why are you going to get their next-gen system? Because if Xbox All Access, if you're getting your shit day one on the Super Nintendo Switch, whatever the fuck Switch 2 is called, the Switch PS5, 2. The PC, why the fuck do I need an Xbox? That's the whole point now. What's the point? I don't see a point. I don't see a reason. And honestly, when Halo drops, and I do hope it's the Master Chief Collection first on the PlayStation, because I'm going to have so much fun playing with y'all, because I got it on PC. I'll be able to play with y'all on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox, the Switch. The idea is cool, but just don't buy an Xbox. There's no reason now. And I get it. I get what Microsoft's doing. They're going handheld. Because they got that handheld coming out, and I think it's smart for the handheld, because you can't put the discs in. So with the Game Pass and stuff, that all works in the digital storefront. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I called this shit. I own that. I called it. I knew it was coming. Microsoft, they're too transparent with it. They're thinking no one's going to give a shit about consoles in the next 10, 12 years. Because it's all going to be streaming. So they're getting ahead. They're getting on it. They're putting it on Sony's platform. Which, hey, helps Sony because they ain't exactly got any fucking games right now. I'm just saying. Now Doom the Dark Ages, the next fucking Elder Scrolls, Starfield, Halo, Gears of War, fucking Sea of Thieves, Forza. Everything's going to be on PlayStation. So yeah. My advice, don't buy an Xbox. Don't get a PS5 Pro. Get a Switch 2. Be a man.
Can't stand it. Games, what's your thoughts on this?
Okay, so I'm going to come at this at a slightly different angle, right? I mean, first things first, opening statement, Xbox is dead. Long live Game Pass. But for more complicated thoughts, so Microsoft, ever since really the beginning, was making these fucking consoles at a loss. Like from the OG motherfucking Xbox. Because that's not where the majority of their money comes from. The majority of their money comes from Windows. PC. So they're just making this move to be like they're trying to become almost like this direct competitor to Steam in a sense. And they're touting their compatibility on everything. So I feel like one of these days Steam's going to have to respond and put their storefronts on shit like the Nintendo Switch and the fucking PlayStation and shit like that.
And speaking of that real quick, Steam is actively making a home console.
Yes, they are.
So
there's going to be, Xbox Game Pass on that too. Probably.
Yep, Steam.
Indeed, Steam. Steam machine, indeed. So I'm not surprised. I own an Xbox. I don't have a PS5. I used to have a Switch. That's a long personal story. I don't want to get into it. Live stream. And I don't have a PC. But I do have a Series X because I don't know. I figured I was going to get that first, then a PS5, and money things happened. But I have an X Series X. I don't think it's going anywhere because they've always made this hardware at a loss. They just like to tout their fancy schmancy, this is the most powerful console ever made BS. And they'll probably still do that or just make convenient streaming Xboxes for casual gaming. I don't know what the future of their hardware is, but I don't think they're going to stop making hardware because, again, ever since the OG Xbox, they've been making this shit at a loss.
Rob, what about you?
I'm gonna be real. I kind of don't give a fuck. Like, Halo the last 10 years has been here nor there. Gears of War, it's like I love Gears of War, but I don't care what console I play it on. Everything else on this screen could give two shits less. The only thing I want to know, Nintendo, when are you going to start game sharing so I can game share with Drew? Like, Gam.
Right?
Like, that's what I see this. I'm like, okay, what other console is going to do game sharing? Because, seriously, at my most basic integrity for this, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't. I think you have to go through a bunch of hoops to do game sharing on PlayStation, and I don't think it exists at all for Switch.
I don't think so, but who knows? Maybe it's something they'll implement. But yeah, I know it might be surprising, but I genuinely don't care.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean,
I love Halo, I love Gears, but it's just.
I'm gonna read this article from True Achievements. All right, this is one of those things where I was like, all right, and then I'm gonna have a real take. So Phil Spencer reassures Xbox fans that their digital libraries are safe. Xbox boss Phil Spencer reassures Xbox fans that the digital libraries are safe and that he respects people who voice their concerns about Xbox's future. As Microsoft pivots to a new multi-platform approach to focus on Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Cloud Gaming, Uncle Phil Spencer reassures Xbox fans 3 times already. Digital libraries are safe. Remember that. Digital libraries are safe. We've seen some huge changes in recent months with many Xbox exclusive games announced for PlayStation and Nintendo, but Spencer says it's all about letting players play their games the way they want. Spencer respects, all right, people who voice their concerns. All right, Xbox doesn't want to funnel all players into a single business model. Phil Spencer respects fans who voice their concerns about the platform's future. And cloud gaming, Xbox is Xbox's fastest growing platform. In a recent interview with Xbox Era, Phil Spencer touched on the company's new direction for Xbox, which includes launching many of its first-party games on PlayStation and Nintendo, as well as strengthening its Xbox cloud gaming platform with new features like streaming your owned games. Many players have voiced their worries about this unprecedented future, and Spencer says he respects them for voicing their concerns, but reassures fans that their digital libraries are safe. That's the fourth time we're repeating. Quote, I want to show respect to the people who voice their concerns. To me, I get it, and I would never disrespect anyone who comes to me concerned. I've got a library of games on Xbox consoles. I want to make sure I'll continue to be able to play those games. Are we still going to do hardware? Are we still going to get to play the games the way we've always played? Am I going to have to rent all my games? Can I still buy games? All that. I get it. I get the questions. I think we've shown respect for people's libraries over the generations with back compatibility and play anywhere. And I want to continue to do that. You can buy every game that's in Game Pass. We're not trying to funnel everybody into one business model. Play the games the way you want to play them. Xbox President Sarah Bond has confirmed that a new generation of Xbox consoles is on the way and will deliver the largest technical leap we've ever seen from the platform. While Spencer revealed that an Xbox handheld is still a few years away, it certainly sounds like we can look forward to continue Xbox hardware in the future. But there is still a concern as to whether players will feel the need to buy into the platform if there aren't any exclusive games to make it worthwhile to splash the cash. That's actually a funny line. All right. Okay, anyway. There's blah, 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 yakety schmackety after that. Here's my thing. This is my concern. It ain't about the digital games. It's far from that. We're all pretty certain that Microsoft is going to the digital consoles, handheld digital, the new Series X digital, all of this non-disc having digital things. But what happens to those of us with collections that aren't digital? What happens to me when I want to pull out my fucking Left 4 Dead game and start playing? Or my Batman Arkham Origins and start playing? What happens then? What happens if I want to grab a random game, X-Men Wolverine Origins, and plop it into my Xbox to play it because it's not on Game Pass, because it's not available digitally? What happens if I want to play my Web of Shadows because it's not on Game Pass, because it's not available digitally? What happens when I want to do that? What happens, Uncle Phil? What happens? And that is my concern. And that's why I think everybody should be concerned. This is very important for the future of fucking collectors, for gaming collectors. I mean, I got to buy 3 Series X and keep them somewhere nice and safe so when mine dies, I could grab the next one and pump it out just so I can play these games? It's fucking mind-boggling. Not only that, the digital library. If I don't buy another Xbox console, right, and let's say I buy a Switch too, am I going to be able to play like a fucking a higher prolific game? Let's say like Indiana Jones, for instance, on a Switch 2, and is it going to get all the fidelity it needs, everything that the Xbox would have brought to the TV? You'll probably get that on a PlayStation 5, no doubt. A PS5 Pro, definitely. But even though I know Switch 2, the hardware is really good, is it what this generation is, or is it still a step behind? I don't know the answer to that. All I know is my library, am I going to be able to transfer all my games over and play them on those consoles? Like everything. Or is it, well, you can play whatever's on Game Pass, and you can buy that Game Pass game and play it on your PlayStation. It drives me fucking nuts that nobody is seeing the other side of it. Like,
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of TOSs and sign-ins and stuff. You're probably going to have to link your Xbox account to, say, your Nintendo Switch Online account or your PSN account in order to, say, be able to download your previously purchased games on Xbox.
Right. And then when that's all said and done, and Microsoft is no longer making disc readers in their consoles, and I want to play War for Cybertron and Fall for Cybertron.
Yeah,
how do I play that?
They sell you the disc drive separately, just like the PS5 Pro.
No. So that's where it's not going to happen, because Microsoft's refresh consoles are out on the market. The Series X and S. The S never had a disc drive. The new X doesn't have a disc drive. They're out at Walmart right now. You can go find them. They don't have disc drives. Microsoft's abandoning disc drives. If they weren't, they would have included a separate disc drive purchase for their digital refresh Series X. It's
Can you still buy a standard Series X?
harder to find now.
Fuck.
Those are replacing the disc drive Series X's, because disc drives. So, for instance, LG is no longer making Blu-ray disc players or 4K. They're out. So that leaves, I think there's 3 or 4 big companies, and Sony's talking about leaving it too.
This is just raising a bigger issue with the wider industry.
Yeah, no, physical media is done. It's dead. It's done and
Physical
over
media
with.
is dead,
It got old Yellard. There's nothing we can do about it.
But that's bullshit.
It is.
I mean, Nintendo's not going all digital, are they? Is the Switch a digital console? No, right?
No, I don't have cartridges.
Right. See, that's the fucking thing. We're getting robbed. We're getting fucking robbed. Literally.
Yeah.
And that just grinds my fucking gears. Too early for that. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I don't hate the idea of Game Pass being on Switch or the PlayStation. I don't hate that. I think that's actually a smart move from Microsoft, because they put themselves in such debt. And like Gam mentioned, they never make a profit on their consoles. The closest they came to was the 360, if that.
Yeah.
But that was their best-selling fucking system.
Yeah, the rollout for the One really didn't help the sales on that.
Right?
Yeah, because it was a cable
Ridiculous.
box.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
stupid.
It's stupid that I'm not going to be able to fucking play my games now. If Microsoft goes and they, all right, look, we already wasted all this money. We might as well get the licensing for everything that we own. For instance, the War for Cybertron games under Activision and High Moon Studios. The Spider-Man fucking games that came out. The X-Men Origin Wolverine game. Those, any game that has not been on the store that you can purchase digitally with all DLC content, they need to get on that shit. And
they need to put out product and really up the value of Game Pass, because that's the only angle we can go at now.
And if you have the disc, you should be able to digitize the game from the disc for free. Even though I know that's probably out on a limb there.
Now it's
it's like the old backwards compatible model where you put in the disc and it works.
Exactly. And
and that's the thing. Like, if you have a PlayStation 5 and the Master Chief Collection goes to the PS5 and you have the disc, there is no difference in the disc drives. They are literally manufactured in the exact same place. Same read and write speed.
Yeah,
it's just the software that locks you out.
Yeah.
You could, if Sony allowed it, put it in. It does its stupid check Microsoft servers for proof of this purchase, and there you go. The game, the game downloads. But that doesn't help the Switch. The Switch 2
Yeah, no,
That doesn't help
I don't think
the
it's gonna
handheld
be.
Xbox. That won't help the Steam box, the new
Yeah.
Steam machine coming out, because that's going to be digital. But that's the double entendre of PC gaming.
Yeah,
Is
when it comes to the Switch and the Switch 2, I guarantee it's not going to be like Game Pass that's on there. It's going to be like cloud gaming, where it's the same way as you do it on your phone.
I don't
where-
think so. I
mean,
think the Switch. Think about it. This console generation, the games run like shit because they're poorly optimized on current gen consoles, but they're still being released for previous gen consoles, which the rumor is the Switch is supposed to be on par with the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X, around there. The games are still being made for those consoles. I think it could work, not in a cloud streaming way. I think you
maybe.
could genuinely download and play them natively on the hardware.
I mean, that'd be cool. That certainly would be. I mean, I'm just looking at it from like when I remember what games, the Kingdom Hearts games, when they came to the Switch, they were streaming. They weren't running locally on the Switch.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's just garbage. But I don't know.
That was depressing.
Well, and think about it. I know PC guy here, but the new generation of graphics cards for PC came out from NVIDIA, and people are complaining about the price and you're not getting much more performance versus 2 years ago. But the one thing everyone's talking about is the AI upscaling. Because the Xbox uses it, the PlayStation uses it, and the next gen Nintendo's going to use it. So these games internally could be running at 360p, upscaled to 1080p or 4K, and it's
with
going to
AI,
be damn near hard to notice a difference. So we could, I'm just saying, you could be playing Halo Infinite with ray tracing on your Nintendo Switch and not know that it's running at 280i.
It's running at 0.1 pixel per second.
It's fucking,
but the AI just makes it look like it's a beautiful ray traced image
because it's there. The text, it is there now, and that's I won't get into the PC shit, but it is there. That's one thing with the PS5 Pro. It uses a lot of AI to upscale, and watching Digital Foundry talk about it, it's yeah, this shit looks good. And in some cases, you notice the increased input delay. That's another topic for another time.
We'll find out more about when Nintendo's cooking in about 40, maybe 39 days, because that Direct on the Switch 2 is coming up. So,
well, Rob, it's funny you say that. Why wait when we could talk about the Switch right now?
hey!
More tariffs, more money. Bam! Will tariffs make Nintendo switch its price point? Let's find out when we go to the panel, starting with the man who set it off, Rob.
Okay, so the article that basically set all of this into public notion. It sounds like Nintendo is attempting to mitigate things, because the way that the article was worded, it sounded like they were pretty confident in the fact that, yeah, we don't think this is going to fuck anybody over. Heavy on the think. But, I mean, I'm a bit wary. I mean, what is it? Switch, whatever the last fucking version of it was, I think that's at $350. So before tariffs, I would say maybe $450 at the highest. Maybe. But now, God. Anyway, I think, I mean, shit on me and call me Regis Philbin. Again, Nintendo, the way that they talked about that in that article, it sounds like they are trying to mitigate the issues there. They mentioned that they have factories in different parts of the world and that they would utilize and all that fun stuff. So I don't exactly have a good feeling, but I don't have a doomer feeling about it either, because they're aware of it. They said that they were going to do something, and I imagine they had their eyes on this potential problem months in advance. So it's a really hard thing to speculate because they're saying one thing, we're thinking another, and ultimately we're probably not going to know for sure until April 2nd, which that's going to be a fun day. But I don't want to put too much faith, and I don't want to disregard too much faith at the same time, because Nintendo's always been about the family console. They've always been about the console that you can afford on a budget for you and your kids. And, I know we've talked about it in the past, but that's a huge selling point.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nintendo, they have the original IPs that you can't get anywhere else unless you emulate it and then brag about it on Twitter like a fucking dickless loser. There's more to lose from Nintendo at this point, and I think they know that. And if they're saying that they're going to work on it and they're going to attempt to mitigate all of this, I would believe them. Because if this thing ends up being $550, $600, it's going to be a wash right out the gate, dead in the water.
Yeah. Nintendo definitely is a family system. And if it is that case, because of tariffs, the whole family better go get a job if they want to play the Switch. JR, what say you? You think tariffs are up the price?
The Vin Diesel console.
Oh my God.
That's what they should name it. The Nintendo Switch Toretto. Just do it.
I hate that actually sounds cool, though.
That's not bad, dude. That's not bad.
The Nintendo Toretto?
The Nintendo Toretto. Toretto is family in Spanish, as everyone knows.
Oh my God, you kill this dude.
Sorry. But listen. I don't want tariffs to kill this. Because tariffs, they're already hurting. They're hurting me as a figure collector. I'm seeing it in stores already. Like, imported products are costing double the triple of what they originally were a month to 2 months ago. And it worries me because, yeah, this is manufactured in China. And if Nintendo takes that hit, how many of these do they have to sell to mitigate that loss when their previous gen console is still on the market and still selling?
Exceptionally well, too.
That's another ordeal. Is the average consumer is going to look at the Switch 2 and be like, oh, I could just get the regular Switch and not the Switch 2. What am I paying more for? They don't know what we know. And that could hurt Nintendo, and that's why I think Nintendo needs to stop manufacturing the original Switch, like it's time. Because it's just gonna, maybe not, because it could make them money too, but...
remember the PlayStation 2 was still fucking selling blockbuster.
It was, but the problem was the PS3 finally started out selling like the 360 right before the PS4 came out, and the PS2 was still selling. So it's like they end up hurting themselves, but not. I don't know. See, the tariffs it muddies everything, and I hope they can get it figured out, because honestly, $500 for the Switch 2, I won't do it. $400, $450, I'd do it. I'd go buy it right now, literally. If it was out for $450, $500 or more, that's a hard sell for me, because at that point I'm like, I'll just get a fucking Steam Deck, because I have a lot of fucking PC games, and I know it's not the same for everyone. That's just my take, because I could just get that. Yeah, the Switch 2 would be more powerful, more ergonomic, and you get Nintendo's first party IPs, but I'm going to be that dick and say I could emulate them. But I don't emulate. So
there is a point though, because I mean it's been well talked about that the next Metroid Prime game is going to be a dual release. And I imagine the first year of Switch 2's life, there are going to be games that will see a dual release, and maybe that will soften the blow if this thing does end up being 500, 550. But that doesn't really account for the next fiscal year, because
that is true.
Then you're selling games on your old console when your new console is out.
And which is something we used to see, like this current generation of hardware, like Series X, PS5. We're still seeing games on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
For some fucking reason. It used to just be phased out. Like, they stopped making games for the 360 and the PS3. Like, what? 1 year into the life of the PS4, the Xbox One? Like, and I think Nintendo should probably follow suit. Have faith in your new system, but it's that price, man. It's the tariffs. And unfortunately, this is the harsh reality for people like us, is we're consumers and we're just going to get hit. And we're going to be spending more for something that shouldn't cost more.
Gams, you got any words?
Listen, this administration, I don't want to get political, but hard not to. Listen, I feel like this is probably a ploy to encourage companies like Nintendo to make factories in America so that, they can circumvent those tariffs. And I feel like a lot of them might. I don't know if Nintendo has factories here in America. They might. I don't know.
Let's Google that.
They sure have Nintendo of America.
But also at that point, too, is it brings manufacturing here to the States. You're still going to be paying the same amount because America's labor percentage and everything, how much it costs to manufacture it here, does get passed on to the consumer. So you'll be paying the same.
Yeah, because you need the product, you need the materials for it too.
Yeah, you need the semiconductors and everything, and then the labor
on it.
Yeah, American labor is not cheap.
Go ahead, Rob.
They have 2 factories here in the U.S. and that's not going to cut it.
No.
Yes, and
that's not going to cut it.
All they do is they make Pokemon cards at both factories.
But I mean, that's kind of also the reality of that. Is like, even if they manufactured it here, it's still going to cost an arm and a leg. It's like, we're fucked.
Yeah. There's fuckery afoot.
There's been fuckery afoot since January, but it's fine.
This seems like a plot between Sony and other parties. Because
I'm going to be real, though, because you brought up plot. If it were that fucking fragile behind the entirety of the scenes, Nintendo would still do better. Yeah. Xbox, Sony, what the fuck do you have?
I'm talking about Sony taking over the world. I mean, like, hey.
Nah, don't get bought off by Disney.
Because here's the deal. The tariffs on Nintendo is going to make people get a little crazy, right? We already got our PS5 out. Dude, all we need to do is wait for Xbox to give us their fucking stuff. They already got the PS5.
PlayStation don't got Metroid. 0 out of 10.
Does not have Metroid. That is a fact.
It don't got Metroid. It don't got Mario. It don't got Smash Bros.
It don't got the Zeldas.
Yeah.
Don't got Kirby.
But it got the Ragnaroks.
Yeah, it got the dad of boys.
It got the Ragnaroks. It's got
the Spider-Mans. Where is Spider-Man, by the way? We've been live streaming for half an hour. Where are y'all at?
I think Spider-Man's work saving the city. He's got to clean up the streets before Daredevil Born Again comes out. I get it. I understand.
Understandable, really.
But yeah, I hope this is not the case, honestly. Because in all honesty, I've been feeling extremely nostalgic as of late, and I've been going back and playing like older games. Like right now, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 3, and good God Almighty, I'm like, why is everything so fast? What the fuck's going on? Come on. But I remember having Metroid Prime and not getting into it. Yet, for some weird reason, I'm extremely excited for this new Metroid. I didn't watch anything for it. All I know is I'm like, there's a weird feeling, a weird itch that needs to be scratched from Nintendo. You know? And it ain't Zelda. It definitely ain't Mario. My Mario days are way over. But Metroid, yeah, you know what? Yeah, and fuck around, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I kind of miss playing a Pokemon game too.
That's a touchy subject.
All I'm saying is I've only played 2, and they were both on a handheld. So
Yeah.
I would like to see what a console would bring to that.
Not much.
Not much.
All right. Well, could you still name your characters? Could you still name your Pokemon? After
Yeah,
All
Yeah,
right,
they do.
that's all I
They
need.
do block bad words now, though.
they do. Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
you can't call
Um,
your Pikachu. You can't call your Pikachu Sergeant McFuckass anymore.
I would suggest, highly suggest, if you want something that feel more akin to a real console experience Pokemon game, it comes the closest, in my opinion, would be Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. Looks and runs like shit, though.
Yeah.
That's not because it's on a Switch.
No, I was gonna say, is it because it's an online game or something?
No,
No.
Game Freak just doesn't give a shit, and neither does the Pokemon Company. They've literally churned out shit, and it's outsold and done millions upon millions of numbers, and they just don't care because people keep buying it.
Yeah, they don't care because Pokemon keeps printing money.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Yeah,
on the fucking logo it sells.
Yeah.
that's crazy. It's crazy, but you know what? It makes sense.
It's
It's-
depressing.
Yeah, like Let's Go Pikachu was mid. Scarlet and Violet were awful. Sword and Shield was
Sword and Shield was decent. Scarlet and Violet was probably the most telling piece of media showing that the Pokemon Company does not give a fuck because the game shipped broken.
Well, let me ask y'all this: What about
literal. Oh,
what
go
about
ahead.
what if it's like a normie like me? You know, a person who the last Nintendo console I own is a Wii U, and I probably used that thing 7 times. And the only reason why I bought it was so my daughter could play Mario Kart. And she probably only used it maybe twice. You know, so I like literally, I'm a normie. I use my Nintendo Switch as a glorified GameCube when I want to play the greatest Star Wars game ever made, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2. So I'm a normie. Does any of these games appeal to me?
I mean,
Metroid.
they play a lot like the handheld games, and I mean that down to the very mechanics. And they don't look like spectacular, but they technically look better than a 3DS game by sheer technicality.
I'd say they look slightly better than a 3DS game.
So it's kind of like one of those RPGs that Chase hates so much, them Japanese RPGs that constantly showing up on a Sony State of Play.
No, because those have dedicated art styles, and some of them are bit related and made games that are actually made better and influenced by modern day technology mixing within. The Pokemon games just look like new age Flash games.
Like literally the models for the Pokemon themselves, at least from whatever gen the last 3DS game was, they're literally the exact same models as the 3DS games, but with a slightly up-res texture.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the level of laziness that they're doing, and the whole reason why there isn't a complete Pokedex, meaning all however many hundreds of thousands Pokemon there are, is because some of them didn't have models in 3DS games.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're saying like the last handful of seasons before Pokemon ended, a lot of those Pokemon just didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for the really popular ones like Charizard, Pikachu, etc.
But if you want like a deep cut, like forget about it.
Wow.
I mean, but saying this, if they ever announced a Gen 5 remake, it'd sell like hotcakes, even if it was programmed like garbage.
Yeah, because one, nostalgia, two, Pokemon.
So Nintendo has what? Let's say 5 major franchises, and Pokemon is one of them. Absolutely, right? Because it prints money.
By a technicality, yes.
Good call.
Yeah, because Nintendo doesn't make Pokemon.
But that's the only system you could get it on.
Yeah.
What if Pokemon decided to go the Microsoft route? Would Nintendo let it?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. No, they already tried to sue Pal World, which is basically Pokemon with guns on the other systems.
Wait. So you're telling me, going back to this graphic, you're telling me that soon you'll be able to play Pal World on your Nintendo Switch?
Probably, yeah.
What a twist!
There is a huge lawsuit currently happening with Pal World and Nintendo.
Oh, that's still going on?
It's pretty large.
Oh yeah, no, it got even worse.
Is it?
Yeah, so Nintendo claims any game that uses a throwing mechanic which pits animals in combat with each other is their IP.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah, I am not behind Nintendo on that because that is such bullshit. So you're telling me if I go and throw a rock at the fence and a squirrel comes out of it and fights a moose, that you own the IP to that? No, that's not how that works. You can't just say you own the right to basic game mechanics that have existed before fucking Pokemon.
Was there a game ever before Pokemon that you threw something and an animal came out of it?
Yeah, Atari, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
I got it.
Damn.
So yeah, that is what Nintendo is trying to say is their IP, and that's bullshit. And that's one thing I fucking hate about Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
They sue for nothing. And Pal World has essentially almost nothing in common with Pokemon other than the fact that it's a satire of Pokemon.
Yeah. And I love Nintendo, but they do some fuck ass shit. And that's one of them that's some fuck ass shit.
Yeah.
Because that's just being salty. That's seeing something similar to your product and suing because it actually has a fan base.
They sued Ioneo because the detachable Joy-Cons. They said Nintendo said that's their patent. No one else can have detachable Joy-Cons. And Ioneo said, what? That you can't just patent something like that. That's not yours. You can't just do that. And yeah, Nintendo lost that lawsuit. And the next Ioneo handheld has detachable Joy-Cons.
Yeah, it's the same as that one Lenovo computer handheld as well.
Yeah, Nintendo, man, they need to cool down with some of that shit. It's like they don't like competition. Just chill out. You're not even like Ioneo ain't placating to your fucking base. That's for PC enthusiasts.
Hey, let me ask you a question, JR.
Yeah.
Is Ioneo going to be able to access everything from Xbox?
Yeah, it's a PC device. You can put Steam, Linux, Windows.
You can put the Xbox launcher on it because I know that exists.
Listen, I'm telling you, I am still frustrated over this Xbox thing. Not that I don't give it props. All right, let me put it like this. Sega, in my opinion, did not fail I think the people failed Sega. Wasn't the other
Oh
way
yeah,
around.
no. See, this situation is a lot less sad than when Sega went under and went third party. That was heart crushing. All right.
They weren't buying fucking developers and publishing companies, and they weren't buying game studios like that, man. They were literally the competition. Sonic versus Mario, Mario versus Sonic. I mean, it was there, bro.
It was. That was the OG console war.
And it fucking that did hurt, Gam Games. You ain't lying. That hurt so bad because I am a huge proponent of the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, the Dreamcast was so ahead of its time.
I don't care about the wonky controller or the little Tamagotchi thing you could put in the controller. You could see Godzilla in the little wonky memory card thing.
Yeah.
On the screen if you're playing Generations. And it was like, this is the best thing ever.
Hell yeah.
And it just sucks because the PlayStation 2 was really doing its fucking thing. I don't think it was Nintendo that killed Sega. I think it was
it was the PlayStation 2 that killed the Dreamcast.
And here we are, 20 years later, and Sony has done it again. Sony has done it again. They've taken out the fucking competition so Nintendo could eat well, and yet they still have not been able to dethrone the absolute king. Ta-da.
Yeah.
And they won't ever.
I don't think
No. Nintendo is the video game company.
Well,
But I watched this cool video the other day, and they would be breaking everything down, and they were talking about Nintendo and Sony. The difference between them and Microsoft is it's in the name. Microsoft was a software company. It was about software, not hardware, whereas Nintendo is about that hardware.
Yep.
And Sony does nothing but hardware, And I was like, yeah, that is a. So these two ain't going nowhere. They're always going to be at the forefront of the console wars. My thing is, Nintendo, they don't have to go crazy making the consoles the way the fucking Sony's been doing. And as of right now, it seems like Sony could rest on its fucking laurels. Do we need a PlayStation 6 right now as of this moment? Now, I'm not saying at this moment. I'm talking about within the next 5 to 10 years. Because they're already talking about a PlayStation 6 within the next 5 years because by that time it'll be 2030.
You say 5 years? The next PlayStation's supposed to be out in 2027 from the rumors.
We don't need it anymore.
No.
Microsoft has given up. And the only consoles they're making is for people like me, and there better be a disk drive included. Or listen. Bill Gates? I'm gonna knocking at your door. I'm gonna get a little. I don't want to get political here. But I'm gonna get a little political. I'm gonna run with Uncle Elon and be like, yo, Uncle Elon, take him out. And I don't mean uncle like I call everybody uncle, whether I like them or not. All right, because everybody got that one uncle that likes to touch people. Okay, you know it. You know.
Oh my god.
Well, I just know that from the movies.
That was great.
All right, listen, I'll tell you right now, the insomnia and the alcohol, they're kicking in right about now, which means from this moment on, this is gonna be a fun ass podcast.
I'll drink to that. Cheers.
Salud. But now on some real shit. Rest in peace, Microsoft. You were fun while it lasted. You better make sure that I'm able to play my physical copy games. I don't care how you do it, but it's got to be done. Kudos to PlayStation for sticking it out, even though you're not giving us anything. And honestly, I look forward to you, Nintendo Switch 2, the first Nintendo system that is in my line of sight in a very long time. Again, I didn't want to buy the Wii U. I bought it because my daughter wanted it. But this is in my wait. Could it be?
Spider-Man comes in and says, maybe Uncle Ben wasn't very good.
Listen, bro,
Yo!
his rice is
Yo!
fantastic.
It is. It is. I'm having Uncle Ben's tonight.
You know,
Yo.
I'm thinking about that. Alfred as well, because there's no reason why Dick Grayson should be running around in those short shorts.
Hey,
And you know Alfred designed that shit.
Hey, time out. Hey, time out. Dick Grayson loves Alfred and his cucumber sandwiches. So just go say, you'll get to that. You'll get to that. But you see what I'm saying? Oh God, man. There's still a whole segment I gotta get to later where I talk about Batman. Fuck. But I digress. Oh shit. Is that the first one of the day? That is. That's me. Son of a bitch.
First one of the day.
There it goes. Go ahead, G1, you idiot. All right. The Gaming Wars still going, but we're kind of officially over. Yo, what if? Wait. As we good to see you, Robert.
Robert comes in, says, I'm here.
I am too.
What if? Hear me out. All right. In another time, in another place, Sega says fuck it and comes back. They say, hey, right? Like, fuck it. You know what? Let's make a console and let's get the fucking Game Pass on it. Quick. Get
You know
all
what
the Sonic generations on that shit. Quick.
Bro, you know what it'd be called? The 32X.
Nothing wrong with
Bro,
the
low key though, if Sonic games ever made it to Game Pass, that'd be so cool.
Go fuck yourself. Nothing was wrong with the 32X. Nothing.
Except that it's
Everything
one
was
of the
wrong with the
reasons
32X.
why
Nothing.
the second went under, but
No. Listen. The 32X still fucking lives, all right? Somebody developed a port for the fan game Sonic Robo Blast 2 for the 32X, and it runs on real hardware. I've seen it with my own fucking eyes.
Let me tell you something.
Oh my god.
that's embarrassing.
Before Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader came out, the greatest Star Wars game, period, ever made on the GameCube, there was Star Wars 32X, and I fucking loved it. I got that shit for Christmas that one. Yes. Oh my god, motherfucking Star Wars.
Did you have the Hour of Power where you had the Sega CD, the Sega Genesis, the Sega 32X, and a Sonic and Knuckles cartridge all stacked on top of each other?
No, I did not have a Sega CD, but I had the other three. I definitely had Sonic and Knuckles. I had the 32X. I had the Menacer that came with. The Menacer was the greatest light gun in the history of light guns. The design was fantastic, and I played Terminator 2, even though I'm aiming dead center, and the shit was going off right.
Yeah, see, that's why the NES Zapper's better.
Bro. But still, the Menacer was one fucking hell of a gun. That was beautiful. Beautiful gun. Anyway, I digress. That's two.
That is too.
That is two. Fuck.
I don't like the Super Nintendo's gun, though. I think the NES Zapper is better than that.
I think the
NES
Zapper,
Zapper is better.
and you know what? In all honesty, all serious, the Sega Master System's light gun was great too.
Yeah.
It worked.
I mean, you'd have to put them on a CRT because they were made for CRTs. You put them on a modern TV, they ain't gonna fucking work.
Yeah. Good times. Good times. Speaking of good times, let's talk about my good friend, someone who has made some of the greatest movies of all time. And I'm talking about Steven Spielberg. My man Spielberg. I love this motherfucker so much.
Hey, yo, shout out. Everybody always clowns on Ready Player One, but I think it's one of his more underrated movies.
It's fantastic. But the question is, what is Steven Spielberg up to with his new UFO event movie? And ladies and gentlemen, I gotta be honest, I don't do this much. I don't do this often. But sometimes I put on the cowl and I become a detective. And I say, I got to get to the bottom of this because I want to know what event movie means when it comes to the maestro Steven Spielberg, as Robert comes in and says, Alien UAP disclosure movie. Bro, Man, listen, I would not be mad at that at all. Because here's the deal.
Not at all.
I mean, that stuff's happening in real life right now.
It is really in real time. It really is in real time. Because, like, here's the deal. All right. So, used an ancient Brooklyn Red Hook technique to finagle my way into Hollywood.
I'm going to beat.
And I've got a scoop for y'all.
Okay.
Right? I've got a scoop.
Ice cream.
Mm-hmm. And it ain't vanilla and it ain't chocolate. That's just boring, right? This is the best ice cream you've ever had because Steven Spielberg's event movie is taking two genres and mixing them into one. And Spielberg is a master of the genre. I mean, I would love to have this conversation on a Geek Out, a real legit conversation when it comes to movie directors and where do they sit at the table? Who's in the big boys club? Who's at the second table? Where do directors rank? And I'll be honest, you look at this man's his filmography, Spielberg has pretty much every genre under his belt. All of them. And we're talking about a UFO event. Spielberg now, this is his going on fourth UFO movie. Started with Close Encounters, hit it up with E.T. I love War of the Worlds. It's one of my favorite remakes of all time.
Oh yeah.
And now we're getting a fourth one, but this one is going to change the fucking game because, ladies and gentlemen, I know what it is. Steven Spielberg is mashing up two of the greatest IPs he's ever worked on, UFOs and dinosaurs. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He's making Dinosaurs is the movie, the 80s cartoon. And yo, guess what? Michael Bay is nowhere near this shit. It's all Spielberg. He's going to show us how it's really done, people. Steven Spielberg is making Dinosaurs is the movie. That's right. That's right. I've unlocked.
That's right.
Using ancient techniques. This is happening.
Of
It ain't
being
true.
old?
Ancient techniques, source. Trust me, bro.
What is this fucking
Mom,
shit?
I cannot wait. A childhood
It's-
favorite from my childhood. It's the greatest thing ever. As woo, Robert comes in.
Give it to
I'm
us.
gonna be
You
honest.
know it, Robert. You know it.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I like Extreme Dinosaurs more, though. I'm just saying.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Dinosaurs was before your time, but it was where Spielberg was making masterpieces. Masterpieces. This is it. This is his event movie. This is his. He's doing UFOs and dinosaurs. It's Jurassic Park meets Close Encounters. You know it. You want it. I can't wait.
Robert says-
Listen. Yo, if anybody ever had a Dino Rider toy, y'all know those things are fucking fantastic.
So I am also partaking tonight, boys. By the way,
Excellent. Excellent. Salute.
some
Salute.
Captain.
All right.
The
All
only
right,
other captain sexier than Jack Sparrow.
Dinosaurs ain't it. I that was a joke, but you know what? If it was real, it'd be the best thing ever. I think he's making ET too.
I don't know, dude.
I hope the fuck not.
Me too.
There's a web swinger who just
Oh.
Street Shark.
Ba-da-da, da-da-da.
Spider-Man comes in and says, "Extreme Dinosaurs is my jam," along with Street Sharks.
Bro, we need to get that Vin Diesel Street Sharks movie.
No,
Where
the
is
fuck
it?
we don't.
Yes, he
No,
shows
the
up in a
fuck we don't.
1969 Dodge Charger as a shark man. It says family.
Listen,
No.
we want the shared universe of biker mice from Mars and street sharks. And Vin Diesel, as the shark, jumps on one of those motorcycles and says some crazy outlandish shit, something like, "This is
Jawsome.
Jawsome. There it
I
is.
fucking hate you.
Listen,
That's what they say in the show.
Anyone who doesn't like Vin Diesel, I swear to God, we're gonna watch the Riddick movies.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I love those movies, man.
I do too.
And they're alien movies.
Yes, they are.
They are. And the Riddick movies, I actually like Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh, that's the best one.
All right, good. Because I was like, that's my favorite.
No.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars, but Riddick.
So,
Like-
so do we know, like, in all seriousness, if it's like related to Close Encounters of the Third Kind? If
Nope.
it's like a sequel or anything like that?
We know nothing.
That's the best
God, yeah.
about it. And honestly, like the fact that he's making a new UFO movie. I'm again so down. All right.
Robert, I love Riddick. Robert loves Riddick. I like
How
it.
can you not?
I like Lance Riddick.
Now.
Rest in peace.
Like the Chronicles of Riddick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the quadrilogy. There's 4 films. Do not disown that anime. It's so good.
Oh, I was about
Yeah.
to say, is there
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, no, that anime's really good.
Very fucking good. Way too good than anybody gives it fucking
Ahead of
credit
its
for.
time too.
Yeah. I'll even
Wasn't-
go as far to say that the games count too.
That's what I was saying. Wasn't Butcher
Escape from Butcher Bay, and then there was another one, Assault
Yeah.
on Dark Athena.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I have
those
both
were
of them.
fucking good too.
Oh yeah. And
So-
Vin Diesel voice acted Riddick in those games too.
Only one dude can get his voice down to that fucking octave and talk about hyperspace and hypersleep and actually make it sound fucking cool.
Listen,
Yeah.
we got to give a fat shout out to Vin Diesel. Even though we make fun of the dude at times of the family and all that shit, he's a geek, bro.
He is.
He's a geek.
He
He-
is.
Oh yeah.
It was no joke when he was playing with the little puppets back in the day with the Street Sharks. Like, the dude is a geek. I mean, he would not have said, I am Groot, if he wasn't.
It's
Oh,
so true. He
I
said
still
it a lot.
say-
Languages.
The movie was critically panned, but The Last Witch Hunter,
It's a fire
I
fucking movie.
thoroughly enjoyed that fucking movie.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
another,
good movie.
that's another, he does that. He did another a comic book adaptation. I think it was Bloodshot.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
bad. It
I didn't
was
watch
not bad.
But like that's the whole thing. And it's like, you know what? I give massive props. You know what Vin Diesel is, and this is fucked up because they're in the same franchise too, but he's like the alternate reality of Jason Statham. None of them make good movies. They make the same shit. The difference is Vin Diesel does different genres, whereas Jason Statham does the same thing. The only thing that's different is the Meg.
I will not take this Meg slander like I was about to say. I was going to cut you off and say this, but you saved yourself. You saved yourself. There you go.
I didn't say myself. It's the realness.
Beekeeper is still
You look at Steven's body of work.
no.
Crank and the Meg are the only two that are so left field. Crank is crazy. Crank is a fucking that. Crank 1 and 2 is that is crack on ice, bro.
But to get back on track,
Spielberg working
Spielberg, UFOs, aliens, it's happening again. What angle do you think this is going to be? And in your best way, what in your mind defines UFO event movie from Steven Spielberg? Because I'm very curious.
I'll tell you. Dinosaur Sir. No, I'm sorry. I love that show though. That theme song was dope. You know what? Game, you go first.
Game's muted.
Oh,
Hang on. No, I'm here. I'm here. What's up? What's up?
where Rob just asked, what defines a Steven Spielberg UFO event movie?
And what angle
Oh.
do you think he's going to take?
I mean, it'd be a pretty smart angle to go with, like, go topical and discuss like all of the whistleblowers and all those court hearings and stuff like that. Maybe make it so that you know, in the plot they say a little more than what they're saying in real life. And then we get fantastical aliens in the movie with practical effects, hopefully. Probably not, though.
Probably not.
You're talking about Road to Perdition meets Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah. JR, what about you? What do you think, bro? That's a serious question.
I know what it is.
You cracked the code.
It's Jan Gary versus Cloverfield. It's not. It's not, but that would be an event.
That would be an event.
Yeah.
An event.
I should have said reptilian, but
Whatever gets that Hasbro fucking Clover figure remade, by all means,
yeah.
go ahead and fucking do it.
no, I'm
Don't do that to me, Rob. Don't even tease me.
It would be interesting for Steven Spielberg to go back to like War of the Worlds, which was like dark. I love Steven Spielberg, but some of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies are the darker ones. Like Jurassic Park's amazing. I like The Lost World more. It's darker, a little bit grittier. War of the Worlds is absolutely fantastic. I fucking love Ready Player One. I don't give a shit. Jaws. Indiana Jones 2 with literal child slavery. It's amazing.
And hearts getting ripped out.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, I want Steven Spielberg, if he's going to do a big alien event movie, it's got to be something. Holy fuck. It's going to be something from the 50s. Robert comes in and says, I bet you it might be the interdimensional aliens. All right.
Oh,
Not the-
like from Ancient Aliens.
Not the space
Yes.
aliens. Interstellar aliens. All right, all right.
That's actually a really good. I mean, they already did it with Kingdom of the Crystal, the last Indiana Jones movie, I should say.
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. They
Well,
already-
you know what it is? You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a remake from Plan 9 from Outer Space.
You know what? That's
But
I wouldn't put it past Spielberg to make a remake of an old 50s sci-fi.
that's what I'm
movie,
thinking. Like
a modern take, or even
Earth
like
versus the Flying Saucers.
Still, no, that was already remade. Earth versus the Flying. Where was the one where the flying saucers kind of crashed down into, the Great Lawn in Washington? Because
Yeah, that was Earth versus the Flying Saucers.
yikes! If Steven Spielberg makes a movie like that,
Yo, that would be equal parts brilliant and epic, because it's Steven Spielberg directly throwing back to the 50s, like he did with War of the Worlds. He made it a PG-13 horror film, but it's effective. That movie's fucking amazing.
I love that movie.
I see something like that, where it's not like it's got the action, it's action packed, but it's that dark and gritty like Steven Spielberg does. The childhood whimsical stuff is amazing, but Super 8 sucked. I'm sorry.
That was J.J. Abrams.
I thought that was Spielberg.
Production. He was a producer.
Oh, then my bad. My bad. Super 8 still sucks.
No, it doesn't.
It
I
does
don't like it. I don't like it.
Ambling, entertaining.
There were
You can-
300 million lens flares. I couldn't see the movie.
Wait, that was Star Trek.
That's why I don't like the two fucking Star Trek movies. But I
That's
digress. That's one.
That's one.
But yeah,
I'm not alone.
Steven Spielberg throwing back to a 1950s,
It's so
1960s flying saucer movie would be an epic. It would be awesome. And he could take everything he's learned throughout his career, a conglomeration. It would be an event. A Steven Spielberg Humanity versus the Martians. But actually versus, not War of the Worlds, where you saw like 6 seconds of actual combat. I don't know. I'm interested. Steven Spielberg has never let me down. Yeah.
He's let me down maybe twice. I really don't like AI.
I didn't watch that one.
I think that's
Well,
like
AI wasn't wholly his movie, though.
That's
Really?
true.
That was
I didn't know
Kubrick.
that.
Yeah.
But listen, Ready Player One was good. And that was, I believe, his last
so
movie
good.
he made.
No.
Yeah, Ready Player One's great.
He just did the
people
Fablemans.
Oh, that's right. The Feeblemans. I forgot about that.
people give it too much shit on the internet, especially Twitter.
I don't trust. Jesus, there's the insomnia again.
Listen, we had Mechagodzilla fighting the Iron Giant,
And a
fighting
Gundam.
a Gundam. You had Spartans from Halo in combat with orcs from fucking World of Warcraft. That movie was amazing.
Don't
It's just
forget
an
King
IP
Kong was in
crash.
there.
It's not a good movie.
It's a great movie.
Don't forget King Kong was in there.
King Kong, yeah, 1970s King Kong.
Indeed.
Bring it back. You know, Rob, that is a very great and deep question because you got to really like think if it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind is probably my favorite UFO movie. All right. Not like alien movie because I mean there's a bunch. I love Independence Day. I love Independence Day Resurgence, but again, big
Fire in the
alien
Sky.
with a machine gun, a laser machine gun. I just Fire in the Sky, fantastic. And then for Spielberg movies too, like I love E.T. for the charm, but I fucking love War of the Worlds. I love that movie. Like I fucking love that movie. As we real quick, all right.
So Robert says AI was Stanley Kubrick's movie,
I swear to God, I thought that was
but that
Yeah.
movie was fucking sad. Close Encounters is triple
Fire.
flame.
oh
I
my
think
God.
that's 3 out of 5.
Is
So is Fire in the Sky.
He's the worst. I love you, Jay. Are you the worst?
AI Stanley Kubrick, I believe he passed in the middle of production, and it was his wish that Steven Spielberg picked the production up and finished it.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't that have Robin Williams in it as well?
AI has a lot of people in it.
No.
There's-
Robin Williams is Bicentennial Man.
Okay.
That was a fucking movie.
I haven't seen it, man.
But
But yeah, it's Spielberg doing a new fucking like the wish list obviously is give me Close Encounters again, right? Give me Richard Dreyfuss coming back. But do you do the whole thing? He doesn't really age because he's in space and all that shit. Does Spielberg do a sequel again? You know, that was like his thing. I don't do sequels. Then he did Lost World. As we get more comments real quick. All right.
Robert says Rob is correct.
It's true.
So wait, Steven Spielberg, he did do the 2 sequels to Indiana Jones, 3.
But that's probably the only thing, and that's different because it was
That and Jurassic Park. There was no other sequels.
he was.
I mean, he didn't do 3.
yeah, we know he didn't do 3.
No, he was talking about Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
but he was collaborating with his best friend Georgie Lucas. You know what I'm saying? The guy that created the greatest trilogy of all time, and then everything went to shit after.
Oh my God. Sorry. George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, this Alien movie. Please give it to me.
Lucas
No, I'm
is
good,
retired.
bro.
Lucas is retired. I don't need Lucas anymore.
I need
I'm
Lucas.
good, bro.
I miss
I'm
him.
good.
No, listen. I need Lucas to go course correct at Disney with Star Wars. Maybe, yes. Get Dave Filoni back off the fucking ledge. Listen, stop the bullshit. Let's go. Get over here. Remember what we created with the Clone Wars and what you continue with Rebels. We're going back to that. That's what they love. That's what we want. That's the Lucas I need, right? I don't need him collaborating with Spielberg right now. But that being said, Steven Spielberg's what, 77, 78? He's pushing.
Yes.
And I'm not taking nothing away because, I mean, you look at George Miller making Furiosa at the age he made Furiosa, and Furiosa's fire. So with technology the way it is today, I think Spielberg doesn't do the epic like War of the Worlds. I think he goes back to the Close Encounters roots. It's a very personal story with a great special effect ending. One of the greatest fucking musical sequence ever in any fucking movie. I still, to this day, love when they're playing the fucking keys and the mothership is playing back and do, and I'll fucking love it.
So
I'm on the same page, Ray. I'm on the exact same page. Give me the family whimsy over the dark and gritty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want E.T. I don't want E.T., but I want something that because the end of Close Encounters is still a scary movie.
Yes, it is.
I want that Spielberg. I want that Spielberg on this. And you know what? Robert said it earlier up in here. This one right here, I'm gonna throw it back up. The Alien UAP Disclosure movie. Not for nothing. I'm not mad at that.
No.
Spielberg doing an X-Files movie, directing David Duchovny.
Oh, dude, don't fucking get my goddamn hopes up like that. Fuck me sideways.
So what you guys are saying is this movie's gonna be a sequel to Paul.
No.
No,
Shut
no.
the fuck up and go home.
You're
I
drunk.
need you, JR, to bend over and feel your own ass and be a man. And then take a sip of
Listen,
beer.
I'm about to do that. What's wrong with Paul?
It's really bad.
Paul is ET for stoners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Listen.
Paul was fucking amazing.
My point.
Yeah.
My point.
You're gonna have said that more stonerish.
I like.
Because Seth Rogen didn't direct it.
Exactly.
Ugh.
My point.
I'm stoked though, man. I'm
Rob,
stoked.
Aw.
throw that question right back at you.
Well, the where are we? The Alien UAP Disclosure movie would be fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And in a world where we've gotten vicious aliens and storks with fucking, VHS Beyond and everything, I don't think I would be upset at a less vicious UFO movie from the man who practically defines whimsical in the fucking Webster dictionary. I'm pretty sure there's a picture of his face next to the word whimsical at this point. And in this day and age where we are surrounded by dark and grim and just like viciousness in the whole 9 yards, be it in the movies or out the movies or on the fucking 5 o'clock news, getting something from Steven Spielberg that deals with something like UFOs and extraterrestrials and having it be something not exactly family friendly, but a bit more whimsical, I'm about it. I'm not saying Steven Spielberg needs to make James Cameron's The Abyss, but in the countryside. You don't got to do that, but that'd be badass. I'd watch that. Yeah. Oh, I digress. That burp.
Woo.
I mean, somewhere deep down inside is still the man that gave us Jaws. So,
Yeah, but deep down inside, that man still has nightmares about Jaws and that fucking shark not working.
Yeah.
And God bless his soul. He's the main reason why every time Universal says, so Jaws reboot, and he's like, if you do that, I'm going to fuck your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your dog, and your cat.
It's got to
Because
be.
I will use you like a fucking fleshlight because I am Steven Spielberg.
It's got to be put in his will. It's got to be put in his will. You can never remake Jaws.
They could
Ever.
never remake Jaws in this day and age anyway because shark films are just like schlocky B movies now.
Not if Jason Statham is in it.
I mean, fun fact: if the shark worked as intended, Jaws would have been just a schlocky B movie, but it's fine.
That's the point, though. You can't recreate the biggest mistake in cinema becoming one of the like fucking core definitions of what cinema is.
Wasn't
You
it the
can't-
first blockbuster? Or was
It coined blockbuster. It was the blockbuster.
Yeah,
It's like
it was.
you're not going to recreate that ever again. The shark not working was the biggest, best mistake in all of cinema and all of Hollywood because it turned it from a killer shark movie to a movie about people dealing with a killer shark. It's never going to happen again. It's never going to fucking work. Don't even try. Don't.
I really do like Jaws 2. Not saying that Jaws 1 is
No.
a master.
I like Jaws 1 and 2. I love Jaws 3 as the schlock fest that it is. And Jaws the Revenge, if I am on a certain amount of drugs, it is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. But sober? Get
saw
the
that one
fuck
in
out of
theaters.
here.
I saw that one in theaters where Rob comes in.
Listen. Jaws 3D is great.
So Robert comes in and says Jaws was the first blockbuster ever.
It was.
Jaws 3D.
I
So-
love Jaws 3D because it's so bad and so dumb.
So I'm listening to what you guys are saying. So Steven Spielberg is making a Martian Manhunter movie?
Let's go!
I'd be down, bro.
James Gunn got him. James Gunn's got him.
Honestly, I wouldn't be upset with that.
No.
If James Gunn pulled out the dick right on the fucking dinner table and said, I got Steven Spielberg to do a Martian Manhunter movie, I'd be there in green face paint day one.
Yeah.
Day one.
Day one, bro.
James
Day
Gunn
one.
goes. James Gunn goes. I'm the captain now. I'm telling you.
Bro. He wouldn't have, he'd have command of a fleet, an armada, Transformers.
Ooh.
What if that was it? What if Steven Spielberg said, all right, enough is enough. I'm directing Transformers.
Oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
Da-na-na,
Listen, I'd be shooting ropes like
Yeah.
Spider-Man here. Don't let psychic blockbusters. Hold on.
Psychic
Don't let
blockers.
psychic blockers near him. I don't need to hear him screaming, clutching his head.
like Spider-Man right now.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Spider-Man.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading today, apparently.
You won.
Look, at the end of the day, he is the maestro. And Rob, we really need to discuss this Best Directors live stream one day, because that
I agree.
whole abyss on the countryside analogy, bro.
Well,
Listen.
I'm just going to say, if anybody disagrees that James Cameron isn't the best living director in this day and age, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Now, you
Yeah,
say-
okay, Robert Eggers.
What, are we suddenly dick riding the new Avatar movie?
No, I'm talking about James Cameron as a person.
Ah,
He made a sequel to Alien.
Yeah, an inferior sequel.
No, he didn't,
oh,
because
that's
those
a
are
hot
two different
take.
movies.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
You want to talk about inferior sequels? Let's talk about Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019.
Listen,
Whoa,
I ain't
whoa,
saying
whoa,
that's on
whoa.
par.
Who said that? Who said?
He ain't here, but it's okay. I love King Ghidorah from the Heisei series.
I know you do. Mwah.
Let's actually. I like this. I like this because we could do like top 10.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, who sits at the table? Who's the greatest directors of all time? Where do they that's the first table, right? The top table, and then everything gets broken down. And of course, it runs the gamut across the board, but it got to start with the Hollywood directors. It's got to be there. And I really want to do this. I have this conversation with my boy all the time, and it's fluid. You know, the shit just changes up because every now and then you get a director that just pops up and you're like, this dude has not made a bad movie. It's just nobody's going to see him. And that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So,
I second this, and I am about it, and I do not digress it. I support it.
I like it. This is a yay for me. We could do that. Oh my god, the anniversary of GXK, the New Empire.
no, we're not going to do that. Look,
No, come on.
listen, we got 2 more segments to go, but before we do, Steven Spielberg, you know it. I know it. I love you. Dinosaurs! If you don't know 80s cartoon classic songs, get out. No, please don't leave. Stay.
Hey, yo, Super 7, what it do?
Super. Oh boy, don't you start. All right, listen. Next segment. Speaking of directors, I don't know who directed this movie, but I'm gonna tell you something. I watched it last Saturday, and it was one of the fucking best things I've seen in the last 2 years.
Oh, good.
We
Good.
Was the gorge worthy of theaters? This is our review. Holy shit. Oh, now I know JR didn't watch it. I know he didn't watch it, but I did. I watched it last Saturday. I told the wife, sat down, I said, listen, you know, this movie's on. I really want to watch it. I want to see what it's about. Okay. Put it on. We took a break from Daredevil. Put it on. I'm going to tell y'all this right now, ladies and gentlemen. G1 got no shame to his game.
Oh, boy.
My man crush of all time. is Antonio Banderas. Yo, you see that man in Desperado or the Zorro movies? Bro, that's the motherfucking bro. If I was that dude, Antonio, I want you, bro. I want you. I want you. I love that dude. I love that dude. Yo, when I saw him in Desperado, I let my hair grow out on
I
some
mean-
real shit.
I mean, even his persona, Puss in Boots.
Well, no, I mean, that's a fucking cartoon. What are you doing here? I'm talking about the man himself. I gotta look at him, his physical features, not the cartoon.
All right.
I'm just saying, like, this dude was my if I was gay, that's the guy. That's the guy I want. Then I seen the Gorge, and I'm looking at this dude, Miles Teller, and I was like, wasn't this kid Mr. Fantastic? What the fuck?
Nah.
He was a better Mr. Fantastic than the one we getting now, Pedro.
I disagree.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't. That's out my ass.
So you digress.
God dang it! It is a third digression. Yeah,
Drink to the digression.
but to the point of the movie, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best creature features / action adventure / holy shit video game everything movie I've seen in such a long time, and they weave it all together, and you think, well, this is one big jumbled mess. No, it all worked. It all worked. It was fucking fun. It was great. The creatures I thought was one thing was a completely different thing. I'm over here looking at the Floronic Man, fucking from DC Comics. What a fantastic movie. I don't know if I want to do spoilers, but basically here's the deal. You're a sniper. You're on one side of this gorge. There's another sniper on the other side of this gorge, and your job for a whole year is to make sure whatever is in that gorge does not come out. And Sigourney Weaver's in it.
And she's a bitch.
And she's bitch.
I love it. I love
Not
when
my
Sigourney
Sigourney
Weaver's
Weaver.
a bitch.
Not my James Cameron directed Sigourney Weaver.
Ooh, Anya Taylor-Joy's in it?
Yes.
And she's really good.
She's very fucking
She
good.
follows up Furiosa. I mean, I don't know if she made a movie between, but these are the last two.
She was in Mario.
That doesn't count because, again, it counts, but, And yes, Robert, Sigourney Weaver, bro. Oh my fucking!
It's him.
Guess who's here? Here
Back
right now.
again.
Monsterverse Rodan says, I love when Sigourney Weaver is feisty.
I do too, Monsterverse Rodan. When she's a bitch, ew, oh my god, I love it. When she was in Holes, that opened up a whole new world for me as a young child.
It's crazy. But yeah, anyway, this movie was fucking dope. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, to the point where I was in the group chat, texting my brother and my father and saying, yo, and I wasn't even done with the movie. I was literally about 30 minutes in, if that. Y'all got to watch this movie. Like, y'all got to watch this movie because this is a type of movie that my father would have taken us to see when we were younger. It's what I kind of grew up on, It's like when my mother took me to see Aliens, but not Godzilla 85. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to get there. I'm going to get angry. Now I got to hold it in. But it's like when she took us to see Aliens. It's, my father would take us to see, Nightmare on Elm Street and all that. She didn't give a fuck. We go see all of that. But this, man, I really wish this was in the theater because I would go see it in the movie theaters. But Rob, you also saw this movie. What did you think?
I actually just watched it today because I knew this podcast was coming up. So, man, I am a very serious enjoyer of atmosphere. And this movie has fantastic atmosphere. There is moments in this movie where it is so silent and so loud at the same time. It's crazy. I love the designs of the creatures, as we'll call them. I love the whole idea but I don't think it exactly fully sticks the landing.
Mm.
And it ends like a fucking Hallmark Channel movie.
Oh, I think that's what I loved about it.
So, I mean, you know, I have more positives than I have negatives. I love Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy together. I think they're adorable.
Yeah, their
Genuinely.
chemistry was really in.
Yeah, like this wasn't two people that genuinely didn't want to be around each other. These are two people that locked the fuck in and said, all right, we're going to be the best thing about this movie. And they are. They're the best thing about this movie. Their friendship turning into what it turns into and the whole dramedy of it all. It's awesome. I love that. It's just the movie, to me, to some extent, it does try to do a lot with very little, and sometimes it does get kind of lost in the sauce. But I will say, when it gets fucking good, oh, it is fucking good. It is the cheesy garlic bread that you bite into, and the cheese gets all stretchy and stringy, and you don't want to get shit all over yourself or anything like that. So you try and stop and maybe like get it with the fork. There is so much good about this movie that the little nitpicks and issues that I have just get completely canceled out, except for that fucking Hallmark Channel fucking ass ending.
Oh man, it was so good. It was so good. Let's get the fucking rabbit.
Bro, like the one thing that I hate and love about this movie is that it wraps itself up. It's done. It's gone. It's like over. That's it. The only way that they could follow this up is with the prequel. It's the only way.
Yes.
Because if there's a sequel, it's just schlock at that point. But there's a prequel. I would really like to see that because they delve into the part of, let's just say, governmental leanings that I love watching like conspiracy videos on.
Yes.
And they do it in a way that reminds me of a game called Prototype.
Okay.
I love that game.
That.
Yeah. I actually believe there was a mission, like a side mission in Prototype that was very similar to this movie. Maybe. I'm not talking like I know.
I'd have to replay the game.
Again, there's a lot good going on here. It's a sci-fi movie in the modern day that's not attached to that of Alien. It's fun. We've got Groot-ish looking motherfuckers in here that look like they got shat right out of H.R. Giger's butthole. We have a romance tossed into it. This is Gareth Edwards' Monsters with the pit scene from Peter Jackson's King Kong, the movie.
I fucking hear that. Whoa, I hear that.
That's what this movie is. And if you haven't seen it, sail the seven seas, brothers and sisters and fams of all styles and wows, because I think there's something fun to pull from this. I've seen a lot of positive. I've seen a lot of negative, but bro, go for it.
Wrong.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
He lives.
the other cohort, G73, aka Megsy, aka my brother Chase. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm tired of dealing with personal stuff in life.
Well, you jumped on here, but before you get to go, let's do a couple of comments here in the live chat.
Robert says, how about the cabin in the woods? She's in that too. I believe she was at the end. Yeah. Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah,
And then
great.
the man, the myth, the monster.
Becca King Ghidra comes in and says, Rob is about to make me act up.
Hell yeah.
Rope shooter. How do you clean up New York when you're shooting your ropes everywhere? And I digress. That's two. Prototype mentioned? Yeah, no. Prototype 1 was great. I never played the sequel.
Bro, they need to put those games on Game Pass because Activision made them, and they also need to get Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
That is true.
You can actually buy both prototype games on the in the store. It's there.
Yeah, but they need to be on Game Pass.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's
All
like
right.
10, 20 bucks. Just
I own them, but I just want them on Game Pass.
listen,
All
oh
right.
my ass.
Since Brother Chase has joined us, Chase, what is your take on the Gorge?
Well, first of all, I want to say I have no idea what has led up to this point other than just the gorge topic. So I apologize for jumping in so prematurely.
No, we're just reviewing the movie.
But anyways, I actually watched the gorge last night, and I did not think it was good.
Okay.
I thought it was very mediocre, and I thought it was very disappointing. I thought okay. I thought it was cute. That's really all I can say much about it. Miles Teller and Anna Taylor-Joy, it was just cute. Both of them were just cute. Other than that, I really didn't know what was so great. I didn't really comprehend what was great about this movie. I thought it was very boring, very plot holeless. I was also very disappointed by the monsters. They looked like clickers from The Last of Us, and I thought that was stupid. I wasn't too big of a fan of it. I thought going into this with especially the image you have, that was going to be like a reptilian creature or some type of like monster that's not a plant human popping up, not a Biollante spawn popping out of the dirt from a World War II experiment. But other than that, I mean, it was great seeing Sigourney Weaver. I think it's funny that she's doing these sci-fi roles, but they're not alien. But regardless, I'm not going to take that away. She was a great actress. All the actors were great. I just didn't like the meat and potatoes. From normally when you watch these movies, you don't like the romance stuff. You don't like the chemistry. That was the only thing that was really worse in this film for me. I did not like the monsters. I thought that the monsters were really out of setting too. I didn't understand why we needed like horsemen, the hollow men on the horses and all that. I thought that was just so out of place. But yeah, for me, it was just, I was expecting like monsters, like reptilian experiments or something I thought this was going to be like the center of hell and creatures were crawling out of it. And technically in some type of sense, you could say that's what it was, but I didn't, once they implemented it was a World War II cover-up. What's that?
No, go ahead. Spoilers. Just spoilers.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, well, I apologize. Yeah, I didn't like the plot. I didn't like the premise. I thought it was a little bit underwhelming, and it just wasn't the type of movie I thought we were going to see. I guess that's two, because Alien Romulus was exactly the same way. With this, I mean, yeah, I watched it for free, and I'm glad I did. I just did a free trial with Apple TV that you can do on Prime right now. So I'm glad I didn't pay anything to see it, but I didn't really think there was anything special about this movie other than just you like Miles Teller and Anna Taylor-Joy. I thought they were great characters, but I think for the most part, they're just like, there were some cool scenarios, but like, I just feel like it would be so better if it was like Starship Troopers or like reptilian creatures crawling up the mountain instead of zombie-like looking plant humanoids. I thought that was, I just really did not like that. But other than that, I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie. It's just not a movie I'm going to pay $30 to buy and have on my shelf.
I would absolutely blue fucking steelbook and all. Here's the deal, and I get that because I'm the same way that you are. Sometimes I go into a movie thinking it's going to be one thing and then it's not, and I'm like, wow, I'm disappointed. Alien Romulus is a great point of that, but this is not. I don't put these two movies in the same category, because Alien Romulus That movie was there. This one, it was like, what is this movie, right? So, because I agree, like when you put this trailer up, whatever, like the 2-3 months ago, I was like, what the fuck? This looks crazy. I thought along the same lines as you. Like, is this going to be like a reptilian? Is this going to be hell? What is it, right?
Which were the things I wanted really badly.
And that's the thing. I was intrigued by the trailer because the trailer didn't say that that's what it was going to be. You know? So I go into this movie thinking, is this what it's going to be? And when it's not, I'm not mad because I'm already hooked. The ride has got me. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh shit. Resident Evil came to mind a lot, especially when they went down to George.
And just before everything gets to it, I think that's where I should put that's in all fairness. People should know I'm not a fan of zombie movies.
Oh, okay.
I've never been a big fan of zombie movies. The farthest I went through was a few seasons of The Walking Dead. You know, I never could get into Resident Evil. I never could get into, like, you know, just zombies. And I just don't. That premise has never really felt decent with me. Like, I've never been interested in that. So that's probably why this film as well, to me, was just kind of like meh.
No, that's fair. That is fair.
Absolutely.
But that was my whole thing. Like with Romulus, I'm there with you. You know that. Me and you, we piloted the ship at the same time. You my Chewie, or I'm your Han. I'm your Han, and you're the Chewie, or you're the Han, and I'm the Chewie. We're in the same fucking boat when it comes to that. There was a better movie there. With this one, I didn't know what I was going to get. All I knew that there was, you know, one side here, one side there, and whatever's down below, we got to keep from getting up. Didn't know what it was, and it was just fun. Like the unraveling of the story, the mystery. When that drone pops up, you're like, wait a minute, what? There was so much happening where I was like so into the mystery. Now I need to get to the bottom of this. And then, you know, I say this all the time. Everybody knows this. I'm a sucker for things blowing up. So the first time I'm blowing up and all of the defenses went up, and I'm talking Vulcan cannons are going off. Bro,
I love that scene too, which is why I thought it'd be more amazing if they were like reptilian creatures that they were crawling up the mountain instead of men that look like plants. Also, I've just been watching Lord of the Rings back to back, so it's like the Ents. So yeah,
so good.
This is way better than Lord of the Rings. I mean,
So
I like Lord of the Rings way better than this.
wait, those movies suck. Sit there singing. Sorry, Rob. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I didn't know jack dick about this movie. All I knew is that we were going to talk about it today. I hadn't seen a trailer. I didn't see anything. I didn't know anything except for Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. That's all I knew about this movie.
Chase put the trailer up like 2 months ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was right when the trailer dropped. I sent it to Messenger, but you guys don't pay attention to what I say in Messenger anyway, so it's okay.
I watched the trailer. I was like, that's crazy. What are you talking about?
I swear to God, you're not that far from me. I'll find you.
I didn't watch a trailer until after I saw the movie. So I went into this completely blind.
No, I saw a trailer for this when I went to the theaters, actually. It was one of those pre-trailers because I show up fucking 45 minutes before the movie starts because I'm a terrible person. So I saw the trailer and then forgot about its existence. But it's okay.
I don't think you're alone in that.
Yeah. And, you know, for me, as someone who hasn't watched it, I'm definitely going to check it out. But at the same time, I'm finally going to watch Nosferatu tomorrow because I bought it on 4K. So
what I will say is I do hope they do more movies like this, like with premises like this, but maybe just be a little more creative on the creature.
Let me ask you a question. Chase, let me ask you a question because like I'm not even going to argue. But let me ask you a question. Is this movie better than some of the Netflix movies that have come out that is like, oh, this looks like it's right up my alley. And then by the end, you're like, what the fuck? Or you just lump it all in together. Because like Bird Box, for instance, I was thoroughly enjoying that. And then the end happened. And I'm like, what? There's several Netflix movies where I'm all in for the ride. And then the ending happens. And I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? Why?
So
This, I was like, I was Heath Ledger clapping in the fucking in Gotham City TV. Congratulations, Commissioner.
I think my answer to that is, for one, I don't really watch Netflix movies. I don't really use Netflix that much. What I will say is, though, in my lifetime of having Netflix, at least recently since COVID, I've only seen maybe 3 of their or 4 of their original movies, and I will say, like, the quality with Netflix and Apple is like a night and day difference. And I will say the quality with The Gorge was a lot better than the quality with that movie Damsel that came out on Netflix with Millie Bobby Brown, and she's, saving, dragons and stuff.
The movie's
But with that being said, I don't think I could give a fair, accurate response, just because I don't really watch Netflix that much. So I don't know what movies I didn't see Bird Box, or I didn't see I didn't see any of those movies. So I wouldn't possibly be able to give an honest answer.
Listen, you want to sit here and talk about honest? Ladies and gentlemen, honestly, follow us on Discord. The link is in the description. It's in the comment section. Check us out if you like us. This coming week, we're doing another movie night. It won't be live streamed, so whoever's down to watch the movie, you'll just hear us bullshitting in movie night. This is for everyone. Thinking Wednesday or Thursday next week for that movie night. I got something planned for it. I'm picking a movie, and I hope y'all anuses are ready. As well as that, like and subscribe to the G Show. Like and subscribe to Shinrob Jira's channel. Like and subscribe to my 900 fucking channels. JR's GAM streams.
Yeah, you got way too many.
Yeah, I know. I had to split up the live streams in my main channel, because when they were all in one, I kept getting what do they call it? Community guideline strikes.
Oh.
Yeah, and I still don't know why. Because I really don't say that. I mean, I say heinous shit, but I keep it within reason.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
You're a monster. But speaking of pimping shit, listen, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, get ready, because it's gonna happen. We're coming back tomorrow with, whoa, somebody's coming tomorrow. We are doing the Godzilla block party.
Let's go.
We are doing a Godzilla block party tomorrow around the same time as we start this. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about it in the next segment just a little bit. Somebody's got a little bit of thing. But tomorrow, we're going to do a fucking whole Godzilla block party, because there's been so much stuff, especially this week that came out in regards to Godzilla. So I hope y'all check that out. We'll be here. I know it's Saturday, but you know what? It's always fun on Saturday when Robert comes in and says, the block party. You know it, Rob. Yes.
Yeah, Robert says
we'll be here, you'll be there, and whatever you got to do right now, brother, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. But yes, tomorrow, the Godzilla block party. Around this time, we're doing it. But let's move to the last topic of the night.
What is that?
Bam.
Oh,
The best news of the week. Best news of the week.
yes.
We got to talk about what tickled your fan this week that you was like, get the fuck out of here. Because, man, two things popped up this morning. And I mean, that's not even counting some of the stuff that popped up earlier this week. But for the love of Christmas, and the OG himself, Godzilla, there was some really good news this week. And I'm going to leave this up right now. What is the best news of the week? I'm going to start with you, Z1. Make everybody sweat.
Oh, Lordy. So this was very last minute, but I guess to start it off on a bit of a lighter note, but not really a lighter note. This is actually the hashtag the saddest news of the week, right? Because we all get sad when it's a celebrity death. And guys, gals, and non-binary pals, the Duolingo owl has left us. He's fucking dead.
What?
The fuck's Duolingo?
I have no idea what's going on.
It's an app that teaches you different languages.
Yeah, and it also threatens your life if you don't stay on top of your friggin' Spanish lessons, Spanish or Spanish.
Owl like hunt you down in your sleep?
Yes.
That's dope. But he's dead now.
But he's fucking dead now. Rest in pepperoni. They're having a whole ad campaign about it right now, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen this whole week.
This is the best. Okay. This is the best news of the week, I guess. Then
It's like Hoxapunny Bill seeing a shadow. 6 more weeks of winter. Well, now we have a dead owl.
Yep, a dead green owl, bro.
And Chase came in and killed it. It's fucking.
That's
fucking
fucking great.
He showed up as Kratos with the blade of Olympus and killed everyone. That was fucking good, brother. Holy shit. That was good. Son of a bitch.
on point. Oh my god. Gams, that's your great. All right. That's your.
There has not been much news that I'm not gonna talk about until tomorrow. So.
All right. Okay.
You know.
Unfortunately for you.
JR, you got the best news of the week. What's your best news of the week?
You know, I don't get a lot of good news very often, but during my stream on Monday, because I was marathoning Dark Souls and I beat it for the first time. Of course, I cheated because I'm modding on PC, but who gives a shit? Fuck you. The wifey in chat was like, "Hey, babe, it's LeVar Burton's 68th birthday, who is my third favorite Star Trek The Next Generation character."
I go flush my head down the toilet.
I know. I'm a Star Trek fan, man. And to me, that's good news. You know why it's good news? Because it means LeVar Burton's still living. And I wish I was LeVar Burton. I wish I was LeVar Burton.
You want a butterfly in the sky?
Listen, reading Rainbow, and there's so much in that reference I can't say from Eric Andre. But no, that was good news to me because A, it gave me a reason to talk Star Trek The Next Generation, which is my favorite Star Trek, live on stream, and surprisingly, my audience thoroughly enjoyed that. And 2, Geordi LaForge is still living in real life. And 3, it reminds me of how Star Trek The Next Generation is timeless. Because I was sitting there still thinking in my head that LeVar Burton was like fucking 20. And realizing this motherfucker is literally 68 threw me for a loop.
Wait. You didn't watch Picard season 3?
Not yet, no.
Oh my god, you're gonna fucking love it.
I got a dirty taste in my mouth from season 1, and fuck season 2.
Watch season 3. Just go to season 3. Just go.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Listen. Let me rescind what I said before. I guess the best news this week is the fact that Sonic 3 is now on Paramount Plus, and I'm getting this one, G1, to watch all 3 Sonic movies with me.
That's true, ladies and gentlemen. We will be watching all 3 Sonic movies. We're not going to stream that.
No, we're not.
There will be a review.
There will be a review.
But yeah, no, that's my good news for the week. Oh, also the IRS figured their shit out, so I'm getting my tax return.
Hurrah for that! That is the best news of the week. The IRS. Brother Chase, do you have? Oh, did I? There you go. Do you have any great news? Best news of the week?
I kind of go back and forth. There's two things. One is involving the game that we saw at Summer Game Fest called A Midnight Walk. For me, at least, the good news is it's turning out that you don't need a VR to play it, which is exciting because VRs suck. So at least I won't need a VR to play that. So I'm happy. And that game comes out in like May. The other news is I'm actually thoroughly excited that I'm going to be able to play Halo on my PlayStation.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Honestly, yeah, I've been actually really giddy about that. I had a dream the other night that I was playing Halo 3 on my PS5.
Listen, you don't know what's about to happen. See, when it drops on PlayStation, I have it on PC. So it's all going to be cross-platform because it is cross-platform from Xbox to PC, which means every single motherfucker in here, we're all going to be able to play Halo together.
Yes, we will.
I won't do that unless I can actually.
And you will have an inherent advantage having the mouse look.
Yeah, that don't matter.
I will only do that if I'm able to like speak with someone on a headset while playing.
Yeah, it's called Discord.
Yeah, it's called Discord.
Nah, it's there is Discord on the PS5, but
Exactly, it's
called
done.
Discord.
We're gonna be able to literally play Halo together, and you don't understand how giddy that makes me because I don't play Halo with anyone.
I'm not
Listen. Do you know how big the Master Chief Collection is? Do you know how much space it takes up? Do you know how many games I have to delete to put that on there?
Yeah, be a man. Listen, last year Rob played Master Chief Collection with me for my birthday, and that shit was fun. I killed him like 9 times.
It's true. We both died on a very narrow bridge as somebody threw shit at us. It was great fun.
I'm hoping that means ODST comes to it too, so I can play Firefight.
I'm pretty sure that's part. Isn't that part of the Master Chief Collection?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is, as of now, yes.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
both
saying.
ODST and Reach were put on there.
Yeah, Firefight is in it.
That's going to be so much fun. And, you know, it's like we talk shit about Microsoft, but that is
Halo's a
something
good
to
game.
look forward to.
Hey, Chase, I'll tell you what. I'll play some Spartan Ops with you.
Yeah, okay.
Play some Spartan Ops.
And then when Gears of War comes, then
We're gonna
on
play Horde.
PS5, you can play Horde with me.
We can play Horde.
And that's what we did. That's what we did one time. We played Horde and we did it over Discord.
We did,
Yeah.
and it was fun.
It was fucking great.
Very fun.
That was a good time.
I mean, like, of course, like, I was originally just going to be getting an Xbox, but now since there's not really a reason to, other than the fact that old Xbox games still are able to be played on an Xbox, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Oh,
Game Pass.
well.
Game Pass is fun.
Rob, what was your favorite news of the week? Oh, best news of the week.
Unfortunately, it is Godzilla related, so I am going to kind of reel back on everything that was announced. But my favorite piece of news that came out of this week, technically last week, but fuck it, I'm going to say it anyway. Bandai Movie Monster series is going to be doing 2.0 molds of their older figures.
Yup.
And we were showcased that of a Godzilla 2000, a Godzilla 1999, as overseen by Shinichi Wakasa, I do believe the gentleman's name is. And this thing doesn't look like a fucking Movie Monster series figure in any way, shape, and form in the best way possible. Beautiful details, beautiful paint applications, at least all the way until the midsection of the tail. Not going to bitch about it. It brings me such joy to see the Movie Monster series receive a mold. Wow. that looks like an X Plus figure for under $25. And I'll get into it tomorrow, but there's more on the way. And that was my favorite piece of news of the week because it makes me think and feel that the movie monster series is far from done. And all of these other monsters that they've yet to represent in vinyl format, it's not exactly quite there yet because it feels like they're going to do more. And I love the idea of more. And that is my favorite piece of news of the week. It's beautiful. I love
That
it.
reminds me, did Haya's 2014 Atomic Breath version go up for pre-order yet?
Yeah, it's on Big Bad.
Yeah, it's on Big Bad. It's on their website. It's probably going to be on Calcus and INS Hobby by now and everything. So,
Just
yeah,
watch the
pre-order
band.
this figure that you're not going to see until probably the maybe Q2 of next year.
Oh, yeah.
Like the end of the world.
It straight said March of next year, but seriously, watch out for the hands.
Good Lord. My favorite news of the week, my best news of the week came today. There was two pieces. First one coming from DC Comics. I was like, what the fuck? One of my favorite writers from Marvel is now doing Batman. What? One of
Ooh.
my favorite fucking artists from DC, George Jimenez. So Matt Fraction and George Jimenez are teaming up, I think, come March or April, and are starting a Batman run. It might even be July. And is starting a brand new Batman run. Matt Fraction is fantastic. I love his work. He did Hawkeye. He did Hawkeye, and if y'all watch the Disney Plus show Hawkeye, a lot of that stuff came from Matt Fraction. It was great. Fucking loved that. But he's doing Batman. They're going back to the blue suit. He's going to be blue and gray again. It's going to be fun. And they're not doing a continuity piece. It's not going to be like, well, you know, they're not following a strict continuity. It's just, and this is something I've been asking for forever. It's very simple, very easy to do. You don't have to put strains on Batman. It should straight up be, this is a fucking detective case. This is an adventure. This is this. This is that. And it seems like that's what they're going to do. And I'm extremely happy for that. Like, legit, extremely happy for that. So that's my first piece. Because I can't wait. Chase, stop! Relax! Let me finish. Then we can go.
Sorry, I just saw that.
Second piece of fucking good news. Again, I saw it this morning, and this one really blew me out the frame. There's a new Avatar cartoon coming.
What?
It's official, and it's official. And
What?
Yes, dude, I put it up this morning in the chat. It's official.
Yeah.
The voice actor for Aang and the voice actor for Korra announced it. Well, when I saw it this morning at 3:00 in the morning, it was 5, 6, 7 hours prior to that. But within the last 24 hours, we're getting a brand new Avatar show. I cannot wait. This Avatar is going to be an Earthbender, and they're twins. What are we doing here?
What?
What
Wait.
did you do to fuck up and make this world a dystopian future for the Avatar world? Listen, Avatar is one of the greatest American cartoons since the DC's animated universe. Period.
I
And
mean,
they're coming back. And
Avatar, at least in my opinion, is like the next best anime out there next to Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, it's one of the
Jesus Christ.
it's so fucking good. And man, I tell you right now, I know a lot of people didn't like Korra. I fucking loved Korra. I love the world building of Korra. I love how everything went. I love the damn sport. They should make a video game just of the sport. The fucking the bending sport. I love that shit. But now Korra's gone, and we are in the future, and there are twins, and they are both earthbenders. What are we getting? I'm excited. I cannot wait. That to me was the best news of the fucking week. With Batman and Matt Fraction and George Jimenez, you can't be serious. What am I getting? Too much. And then there's Godzilla news, but that's for tomorrow. That is for tomorrow because that is for tomorrow. I'll just leave it at that. Good God Almighty! But listen, that'll do it for this episode of the Geek Out. I was about to say the Godzilla Block Party. That's tomorrow again. That'll do it for this episode of the Geek Out. I want to thank everybody here, my co-host, for joining me today. Starting with you, Chase. Thanks for joining us at the 9th hour.
Sorry, I was caught up earlier. I feel kind of awkward jumping in at the last end, but it's always great hearing from you guys.
Yeah, no, never feel bad. It's all good, man. I'm happy you're here. Game Z1, thank you for joining us.
Oh, always a pleasure. This is becoming a weekly tradition that I always look forward to.
Weekly tradition. We're going on a year. JR, isn't that right?
Yeah, and remember to like and subscribe and follow us on the Discord. Join the Discord. Be a Discord. Be a man. The Discord's a fun place. Like I said, Wednesday or Thursday of this coming week, I'm just going to put on a movie in the Discord. Whoever joins, let's go. Just relax and have a good time. I like this idea. And yeah, it was fun being here tonight. I got to watch The Gorge, but I got to watch Nosferatu tomorrow.
Facts.
Shin Rob, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I've been looking forward to this all fucking week, and having a double billing of today and tomorrow makes me happy. Don't check out my channel. My content is cringe. Check out this channel instead. Like and subscribe. We are a fun group of people. We love each other. We have fun, and we make out with each other's buttholes every Friday night after all this. So,
Guys, it's only been 50 days since the last member of the G Show died.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Goodness gracious.
We weren't supposed to talk about them, were we?
Oh my God. No, remember, that was a secret, bro. Come on, man. In the chat.
Sorry.
And, da-da-da, da-da-da.
love you too, Spider-Man, from a New Jersey native to another. Love you.
Spider-Man,
down
you
below.
make me want to shoot ropes.
Out his ass.
And
Peace,
last,
love, and big titty hugs.
oh my God. And last but definitely not least, I want to thank all of y'all out there for hanging out with us today. Seriously, good times. Like JR said, like Rob said, like, subscribe, join, whatever the hell. I don't know. The Discord shit is in the comments. It's in the description. Hit the like button. Share it with your moms. Share it with your pops. Share it with your grandparents. I don't care. I don't know. All I know is I'm having a good time, and every fucking week we are here to bring that good time to you. Tomorrow, Godzilla Block Party! If you love Godzilla, we'll be here. I am G1, ladies and gentlemen, and on that note, we are out of here. Peace.
Titties!